So this is going to be a difficult video to put together, but this is my review of the Joy Make Club. Hopefully we now cut back to my unboxing of the Joy Make Club kit, and then we're going to slice back in here to my review of the final project. Hi, I'm Juanita and welcome back to the Knit Guru. If this seems like a funny angle, it is, but this is a big ass box. So for reasons that will become apparent either before or after this video, I have no idea what order anything's being uploaded in anymore. I needed a project with massive yarn. I think the instruction is 14 ply or more. Now, I went through my entire giant stash. I have bits of 14 ply or more, but definitely not enough for a garment. I'm also not a small human, so 14 ply in a garment, yeah. I'm worried. I'm worried about just how much of the Michelin Man I'm going to look like. Or what's that? Marshmallow. I will say this about this box. This is well wrapped. Well wrapped. Right, so I went online and I decided that what I would do is go to a new company, because I've had Wool in the Gang. I'll pop it down below. I've had Unraveled. I'll pop that down below. I've had a few companies where I've bought a kit and I haven't necessarily been thrilled with them, or I have, but either way, spendy. This is the Joy Make Club. This is a big bag. This is a nice bag. This is cotton. Inside here are all the things I'm going to need to make this project. What have we got? We have got 2 pairs of giant needles. Now these are 12mm and 15mm. I think I have 12s, but I definitely don't have 15s. Now I'm now worried because they're straight needles. I might have to look. I needn't be worried, because here's a circular in 15mm, so that's nice. And here is a giant darning needle that says gosh darn it, because everybody loves a nice pun. And here is the bits and pieces. So the Joy Make Club is a New Zealand based knitwear kit company thing. So all of this yarn that I'm about to pull out of this box is, as far as I believe, yes, New Zealand merino wool, which makes it really, really nice. I'm quite happy about it. I bought this pattern here. This is a big cardigan, and this pattern, oh, this pattern's lovely. This pattern is lovely. It says that it's going to take me 14 to 18 hours to create it. We shall see. The instructions are very clear. There's a whole stack of their other projects in the back, so that's quite nice. Oh, quite like the cushion there at the back. Am I going to do this pattern exactly as it is? It looks like it, because I have this pink. However, I'm very, 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 very tempted to do like a cable up the sleeve. This project is in these 2 shades. I chose this pink color, which we will call pink. I think it was either bubblegum or sugar sherbet or sugar cookie or something like that. And then this one I think was like mint or mint chip or mint something. I remember them sounding like foods, and I do like food. Food is my jam. So this is big wool. The kit itself was slightly more expensive than the kit itself from Wool in the Gang, because Wool in the Gang seem to have more discount codes, and this is a much newer company. However, why I went with this one in the end was the cost of delivery. So I didn't have to pay delivery, I don't think. I can't remember if I had to pay delivery. I don't know if it's in the box. That's some tissue paper. That's some more yarn. So what have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 balls of the green and 4 balls of the pink. I quite like the pink. I can't remember why I went with pink and green, other than I've got a skirt that's pink and green. It's got strawberries on it because, of course, food. That could be why I did this. So I have a project in mind that requires a wearable garment in 14 ply yarn or more. This is clearly just like a 1 ply. It's more like a roving. So I'm going to have to be very careful when I wash this. But I'm also going to have to be careful because I am a large woman and this is a chunky cardi, but it will be soft. I am going to attempt to make it as it is. I'm probably going to change the sleeves to have a big giant cable if I can find a big giant cable needle. But either way, we've got all the instructions that I need for looking after my garment. There's all the instructions about the actual project, and I'm gonna get working on it. I'm not getting working on it just yet because my life is busy, but I will be getting working on it very shortly. If you're interested, this is not sponsored. I paid good money for this, but this is the Joy Make Club. There's her website. I'm not even sure if it's coming out the right way because I'm paying very little attention. I'll put the details down below. But this is based in Waipu, New Zealand, so it's a small town, it's a small company, and I am incredibly impressed with how this is put together. I will let you know that there are many QR codes in here that have everything from the basics of knitting through to specifics of knitting this particular project. So I will get on with this. I don't know whether or not you're going to see this as a haul video or whether you're going to see it as a completed project video, but that's what we have. It's the Joy Make Club, and I've got a circular needle, I've got the yarn, I've got a big darning needle, I've got some straight needles in 2 different sizes, and a nice carry bag. So we'll see how it goes. Where are we up to in this very chunky knit project? This is the striped cardigan from the Joy Make Club. I have messaged her to see if I can get more yarn because I feel like this is going to be too short on me. Like it's going to be sitting at my waist, and I'm a chunky person. I don't want things sitting on my waist. I want it to come down below my bum. So if that arrives, it's not going to arrive in time. I have to assure myself it's not going to arrive in time. So what I'm going to have to do is undo the bottom part, I think, and insert a couple more stripes. I think it's going to be doable. But I have reworked the front of the pattern because what I wanted it to do was to include the band in the actual front, and I've included this bit here to go around the back. So, I mean, it might not be, it's just... It's going to sit right on my fat belly at this distance. Or I can lose weight. Those are my options. Lose weight or fix it up. So I've got these bits here. It has worked up quite quickly so far. I am trying desperately to keep the dog and the cat off of this project. Speak of the devil, there he goes. No, he's all right. It's the cat that I'm more worried about with the sharp pointies. He just leaves... Because he's a beagle, he leaves 3 colours of fur on everything, so it doesn't matter if you're wearing black, he leaves the white fur. So distasteful. I really don't mind too much. Now he's walking over my freshly planted corn. So I'm going to get back into this. I should be able to finish the other side this morning and start on the arms. I'm hoping to put some cables in on the arms, and that will make that very cool. But this one will definitely be done in time for the AMP show. Yeah, I am now caught up on my hobby project, so that's a bonus. But this is the Joy Make Club and the striped cardi. I'll catch up with you later. A chunky knit garment, a funky chunky knit garment. I went with this cardigan. I got this from a kit from the Joy Make Club, so it is very cool. It is a massively chunky New Zealand merino in these really cool mint and bubblegum as the two colour shades patterns. It was supposed to have stripy sleeves, but I decided at the last minute that actually what I wanted to do was have cables down the sleeves, because a really chunky cable was something that was my heart's desire. So I changed the sleeves. I did think at one point what I was going to do is to undo it, add an extra 2 stripes so that it becomes a cardigan that hangs over my bum rather than stopping at my waist. But I didn't do that. I also reworked the front from what she had in the pattern. Her pattern had, this wasn't, I decided to knit the band in with the project rather than picking up all the stitches and adding the band on afterwards, because that's just mind-numbing to me. So I knit the band on and then extended the band from the shoulder section up to the center collar so that it's just one continuous thing around. It is very heavy. My sister loves it. It could end up being given to her at some point, because it's really heavy. It's really warm. But of course, anything that's 14 ply or above is going to be very heavy to wear. It will take up an entire drawer. It's a massive garment, but what a cute company and what a lovely woman and all of that kind of stuff. Third place for Funky Chunky Cardigan. All right, so here is my final giant cardigan. This cardigan is probably going to be given to my sister because she absolutely loves it. Although I really love the colours, so I don't want to give it to her. So if she's watching this, you can ask me for the cardigan and I'll give it to you. If she's not watching this, it's mine. That's how it works. So I followed the pattern for the cardigan mostly. I did go off book when it came to the band. Oh no, I got it dirty. I probably got it dirty coming in and out of the storage container or from the AMP show, but that'll clean off. So it is beautiful. This is beautiful, beautiful New Zealand merino yarn. I did change the sleeves. I didn't want to do stripes anymore. I wanted cables, so I did lobster claw cables up the sleeve, and I stopped doing the stripes. My main reason to stop doing the stripes is I was really worried about running out of pink yarn, and I messaged her at the Joy Make Club, and she said that she could send me more pink yarn, but she was on holiday at the time, and I was like, what if I finish it before you get back from holiday? And I did end up finishing it before she got back from holiday. So I'm really happy with this. I like the way that I like the way that it looks. So there's that. It is a very nice cardigan. I did buy some buttons for it, and the buttons ended up being too small. So I need to look online to try and find a big pink button. I kind of want a big pink strawberry button, which is why it's taking so long to actually complete it. But I'll show you what's left over from the original kit and why I think the kit's kind of great. Here's my bag. Now, I've still got this pair of needles. Those are the 15 millimeters. I've still got the, what's this one, a 15 millimeter circular, and I've just put the other ones in here, and I've managed to drop, no, I haven't dropped them, and I've still got the 12 millimeter needles. These are not super high quality needles, but they're definitely good enough to do the job. They're on a par with the ones from Wool and the Gang. These ones are very nice. These ones are definitely cheaper, but you don't use them as much, the 12mm. I used a collection of all of them to make it work. The pattern itself, like how to show you the pattern book without showing you the pattern book. So this is the cardigan, the slouchy stripy cardigan, and it's very cool. Now if I show you just this bit. So here we've got a row counter. So you can tick off the row counter as you go with each of the colours so that you know where you're up to. I did not do this, obviously, because they're not ticked off in the pattern book. But if you were knitting this for the first time, you could tick this off. It is very, very beginner friendly. There are QR codes throughout the pattern that describe what to do. It's got everything from just walking you through how to make the pattern, not showing you pages that have instructions or QR codes is really challenging. Like, it's so challenging to do that. And then it's got what's your next project going to be. And all of her projects are cool. Like, she's cool. Like, her Instagram is cool. There she is. She's the brainchild behind the Joy Make Club. Absolutely stunning. Now, I have been a big fan of the woven for so many years. Wanaka-based New Zealand yarns and patterns produced by Michelle. But Michelle is sadly going out of business, and I can only assume it's because it's so expensive to run a business as a small business that has really high quality outcomes. I'm gutted for her, and I'm gutted for the universe because they can't get hold of her yarns anymore. So I hope that the same doesn't happen to the Joy Make Club. Please go and follow them on Instagram. This is not sponsored in any way whatsoever. I paid an arm and a leg for this kit, but it's such a nice kit and such good customer service. They seem to have two businesses now, one for brightly coloured sun safe swimming outfits for children for summer, and then this is more of a winter business, which makes sense. They're cool people and they're cool patterns, and I would love to see them thrive. So if you want to jump along to the Joy Make Club, and you can just follow her on Instagram, you're not going to be disappointed. She's a lot of fun and her patterns are really cool. I'm very tempted to do another one of her patterns for the AMP show next year, because I'm not good with chunky yarn. However, we know that I will end up going off book because I'm not very good at following a pattern when I get an idea. But I have some ideas of what I want to make, and she does have some things that line up, and her yarn's so nice. So that's it. And this, look how much I've got left over from my kit. I have a full ball of pink, and I was worried about using up the pink. I have a full ball of green, and I was not worried about using up the green. I thought that was going to be enough. And then I have some bits of other balls left over. So I'm very tempted to make a hat out of the remaining bits, because I'd like to update my 1 hour beanie, which is a popular pattern over on my website. But if I update it and do it as a pattern over here, I think it would be quite popular on YouTube. So I am going to use up that yarn, but I didn't want to use it up before filming the end of this video. So there's a lot left over, so it's a generous kit without being, ridiculous. And it comes in a really nice bag, and I will carry on using this project bag as soon as I've used up the yarn for something else, because it's one of the backpack ones, which means you can take it to the beach or wherever. It's sunny, so all I want to do is go to the beach. So that's the Joy Make Club, and I cannot recommend them enough. So until next week, I will leave you with a thought of squishy pastel goodness from the Joy Make Club. Right, take care and happy knitting. Bye.